Alright, boys and girls, looks like it's time for another episode of How Stressed Can I Get? And we've only got 4 more points until we reach the actual maximum stress. It's been a little while since I've played this. Some stuff in life came up. I had to do my yearly sort of like progress report for school. So that took up some time. Recovering from surgery, of course. I wasn't able to like sit for a while. But now I got a cool second belly button right underneath the first one. So, think about it. Twice the amount of dipping sauce. One can have some ketchup, though maybe a little ranch, a little adventurous. Maybe I'll get a third one, get some barbecue sauce going. That's gross, I'm sorry. But anyway, other than that, I changed the desk a little bit. I found these actually, like all these are mostly unused war paints at a thrift store for like $10, this entire shelf here. So I said, why not? And I just bought it, and then I bought a new rack and threw it up here on the shelf. Yeah. But where we left off, let's see, we'll just leave this right here for now unless I need the rules. But we left off, we went through the Kaizen where we found the lockers, hyperbolic chamber, and the washing station. We didn't really find anything other than some crab guts. And nothing in the lockers. Then in the concierge, we ran into a lot of people, or a lot of things. We saw signs of people, found a giant crab ravaging through one of the rooms. We learned something about Project Hellmouth and learned that it had something to do with the AI here. We also had an encounter with the fungus that have been growing here. That from my I guess dossier, I guess would be the best word for it, grow normally in 2, but it seems they're spreading out. And I stepped on some, and it turns out they were not so helpful. And I had an hallucination of the crab actually killing me, which sent my stress up to 16, just 4 away from the max. So that's going to make things a lot more difficult. Also, in this next room, I'm going to have... probably should have wrote this down. Fits of laughter, which means that anything repercussion-wise, I'm going to have disadvantage on those rolls. So this could be pretty bad. As for those, I have everything checked off except for 3, 7, 8, and 10. So I roll anything that's not one of those, and we're going to have a bad time. All right. I think my cat ran off with one of my D10s, so we're going to use this black one here. And I'm going to scourge the apartment for it later because I really like that D10. Yeah, I really don't know where that went off to. Maybe it's not there. Oh well. As we say, we ball. Let's use the ones that came with the deluxe set. But anyway, we're going off to section 2, the garden. So, as we step out from the previous section, the concierge, we come out and we see this sort of divided path here. And I pull out my thing and I read here. So, section 2, the garden. The tunnel's cross-section is taller in section 2 to accommodate a split-level arrangement. Entry from section 1 brings one out onto a mid-level platform. The upper level houses a grow center for fungi. Interesting. This contains rows of substrate inoculated with mycelium. These specimens have been bioengineered for self-sufficient, providing nourishment to personnel stationed on Tel 022 long term. Caution, some fungi are strictly for medicinal purposes and may cause adverse health effects if consumed. These specimens are clearly marked. The lower level serves as a laboratory with multiple rooms for containment, observation, and experimentation. Much of the equipment located on the lower level is valuable and sensitive to disturbance. There's a clear signage Documenting emergency procedures for contamination. Check panic before proceeding. All right, so section 2. The garden. All right, so we have more fungi, which I already have it here, so we need to add that. We have a lower level experiments, and it's dual level. So this is upper, this is lower. All right, so reading this, I go over to the mod station, press play, and listen to what our previous lamplighter had to say about all this.
This platform's more rickety than I would like. Lower level looks entirely flooded. I've been upstairs. This place is filled with thick mist. The air tastes like bitter earth. I was expecting cute red toadstools, but something like that. These mushrooms have grown in tall, lanky clusters, like bony fingers standing up, all in neat rows in the dark, dripping. It's unsettling. The torchlight plays tricks. Keep seeing something pale in the corner of my eye. A person creeping. But there's no one. Those mushrooms towering over me. I never liked mushrooms. The map shows an exit at the end of the level, but I walked around, getting myself worked up like a lost kid. I never got there. Finding the steps back to the entrance was just a fluke. I feel tired. All quiet. Just the dripping. I've been in that murky water for what's it's been, an hour? The lower level is less a maze than the upper one. There's a bunch of strange gear down here. Machines and tanks. Some of them had animals in it. Dead. So dead I couldn't tell you what they were. I heard the labels. Mostly nonsense to me. Stuff about those beamish particles. Pretty sure there's a whole area on the north side I didn't even come close to. Several sections down here where I had no choice but to submerge to proceed. Visibility under the water is about zero. Honestly hard going. Whole thing felt like a good way to get myself killed. I should have had a guideline, like those cave divers do. Those guys that get trapped tight in the bowels of hell and aren't found again for years. I'm rambling. I'm shaking now. I think the cold's gotten into my bones. There. Turn the lights. I hope they'd make me feel warmer.
And that's where it stops. All right, so we've got a few things here. We've got unstable platform, and we got beamish particles. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and roll for these bad boys. Where's my D50? What'd you do with my D50, cat? He's gonna make me do math. You sick bastard, kitty cat. Aw, man. I don't want to have to do math. Come on, be an even number. 6. I don't know why I rolled that. Should have been rolling a D10. I just had a brain fart. There's my D50, by the way. It's right there. Something got pushed in here. I think I just had an aneurysm. I don't know how else to explain that. I'm sorry, guys. You had to see that. All right. Oh, my lord. How embarrassing. All right. So the fungus is going to be 3. The unstable platform is 3. So somehow I have survived another encounter. Watch this be 7, 8, or 10. Okay, all right. So, all right. So everything but 8 and 10 is now full. I'm somehow the luckiest man alive. So no issues, evidently, as I walk through this place. At least not to start. So I look down, I take my flashlight and I look, I see that everything is completely flooded. Well, actually we should ask the Oracle. Is it still flooded? $17. I think that's a no but. No but. Low temperature, survival slowness. Oh, all right. So I look down and I see that one of the cryo tanks has cracked and the flood has turned from a pool of water into icy sheets covering everything. I thank the Lord for my, my vac suit. So I don't have to feel the icy winds, not winds, but icy temperatures. So instead of going down there and risking slipping and falling, I'm going to take the top path. And we've got some fungus up there. Let's see, have the fungus been affected by the cold temperature at all? 22. I think that's another no but. No, but there is moving machinery. Okay. Oh, okay. So maybe we get up there and there is a increased temperature difference. Like there is the floor at the bottom is completely frozen and cold, while the top is heated in order to contain. Because fungus need really humid environments. So maybe the whatever system is keeping them alive is going. And I would assume these are separate from the generators, because if you have an entire system dedicated to one single generator, you're gonna, people are gonna die. So I assume they were smart enough to make it to where it can survive without the need for a generator. Maybe some sort of like hydro power since we're underneath the water. So I get there and I just start to sweat underneath my suit as it protects from the cold, but definitely not from the intense heat. So I look at the fungus and let's see. Is it still clearly labeled like they said it would be? 44. I think it's a yes. Yes, okay. So I see that the fungus are clearly labeled between medicinal and a non-medicinal, but seeing as to which I've not had very good interactions with fungus in the last couple of hours, I'm not going to press my luck. So I'm going to keep moving on, but I want to ask the Oracle, is there any signs of someone here? Because as you guys remember from the log, he said he kept seeing something out of the corner of his eye. 16. That is a no. Is it a no but? No but. Wildlife. Ooh. So I'd say there's no sign of people, but I noticed that some of the fungus have these tiny little bites taken out of them. And I go over there and observe the bites, and I see maybe like a tiny crab just by itself eating. Okay, you know how crabs do. They pick things and put them into their mouth, and it's kind of cute, but not having good run-ins with crabs, especially the giant one I met earlier. I'm going to move on from there. So I'm going to head to B. Let's see if I come across any hardships on the way. 5. I think that's a no. Yep, that is a hard no. All right, so I make my way over, and when I do, I'm going to go over to the power and flip it on. Oh, the cat is playing with the window, so you're probably seeing a bunch of moving lights. So I'm going to flip on the power and get ready to leave my own log. Does something happen to the room whenever I do so? 20, is that 20 or not? Yeah, that's a 29. But that's a no but. Oh, it's a yes but. Distraction, attrition. Ooh. Okay, so I turn on the power and all of a sudden all the machines start to spring to life, letting out blistering screams, I guess, as they're affected by the ice. And maybe oh, Jesus, cat. He just jumped onto the table and almost fell. He scared the crap out of me. Can't do that, bro. Can't do that to me. All right, but when it does, the machines start to heat up and they start to melt the ice. And I hear the machines essentially start dying as the water causes them to start short-circuiting. Does this short circuit affect anything? That's a yes. Yes. Adverse weather preparation. Intervention. Interesting. Okay, so maybe what happens is, since the upper level is so heated to take care of the fungus, it starts forming these like clouds of mist as the water below starts to heat up, and it starts taking away my vision. I can't see much, so I'm gonna try to fumble my way over to the exit, which I assume is open now. So let's do a body check to make sure I can find my way over there without maybe running into something. That's an 11. Okay. All right, so I able to like fumble my way, and I eventually make my way through, using my rebreather so as I don't breathe any of the stuff in. As I get to the door, I leave my own log saying, room was frozen and hot at the same time. It's like the two floors were polar opposites. No pun intended. Anyway, I turned on the power, and then the machine started to heat up. Started to melt the ice. The mist made it really hard to see. Not a very habitable room at the moment. Something smelled weird. Luckily, I had my rebreather. The crabs are all over the place. They were in there. I saw one eating some fungus. Nothing else, though. Apparently they were for the people who used to live here, but it doesn't seem like anyone other than the crabs have been eating them. Anyway, my laughing fit's over. I'm gonna move on to the next room. Hopefully nothing else. And with that, we're gonna make our panic check. All right, so we have a 16 stress. We need to get above that. That's a 1. Okay. No symptoms. All right. Cool. That didn't even roll. It just like, it was like, nope, you are stuck. 3, 2, yeah, because I remember that was going to last the amount of the room. And since my stress is so high, and I think that affects the amount of time it takes to get through, I would definitely say my laughing fits are over. All right, so I'm gonna go get something to eat right quick, and then I'll be back for the second part of room number 3. Let's take a little check. The bulge. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some. I'm thinking McDonald's. You know, maybe a little double, like a double quarter pounder or something. I don't know why I'm saying this by the time you guys would actually be able to give feedback. I'd have already eaten it. Well, I'm going to go time travel now. See you guys in a bit.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for golden lights. It's a good time for the great taste. Dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac night. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
All right, 1 burger and a large fry later, we have returned. So we are heading to the garden, the bulge. let's set that back underneath there. I feel like something terrible is about to happen, you know? So, section 3, the bulge. 12 HP, 16 stress, full gun plus 1 extra bullet. Got everything but 7, 8, and 10 fold. Odds are not looking well. Anyway, as I step into section 3, pull up my dossier and read about the bulge. The tallest part of Tello 22, section 3 houses on-site accommodation arranged in an amphitheater formation, with dormitories and wash stations around the outside, and a central mess hall, and accompanying kitchen. Ooh. See, but below this part of the tunnel is particularly unstable. The contents of the section are built on raised platforms. Care is to be taken when ascending and descending the levels, as the floor is steep, uneven, and missing in places. Parasitic infestations, that's not good, have been previously recorded. Personnel are recommended to keep their distance from bed linen and or any remaining soft furnishing. Okay, alright, so they live in the bedding? Please refrain from tampering with the personal lockers contained in the dormitories. Check panic before proceeding to the next station or section. Alright. So I think parasites is a good addition. We got just a little bit of room down here. Parasite. And we're rolling. Good lord. I don't want to deal with parasites. Come on, 7, 8, or 10. That's a 2. So, fungus. Alright, something in this room is going to happen between the parasites and the fungus. So we shall see. Alright, so with that, I'm going to boot up the mod and listen to what our previous unliver had to say.
I'm not alone down here. As soon as I entered this section, I could see the light. Scared to the outside. One hand on the revolver. Come into the light, a voice said, and that echoed. Somehow it feels like a lifetime since I heard another human voice. You know, these mottos have all been blank. No recordings. I miss my family. Sounds stupid. Had this strange feeling, an urgency to see them. The daylight. I approached the mess hall. A sorry sight. These people, they're sick. Filthy, ragged skin, saggy in places, taut in others. Something's off. But their skin line. There's trouble. Personnel, I asked. No, they don't know. They don't know anything. There's one with something on his face, like a ridge of bone growing from his top lip over his cheek and into his eye socket. He was talking excitedly, but the words tripped over each other. Something broken inside him, like the battery started to go out in my kid's toy. Mouth lost the teeth is what he kept saying. All of them going on about me taking them deep. Just told him I'd go on and find help. The sight of them, I just feel disgust. Feel it aching in me. Lights up. Intruders detected, lamplighter Quinn. You have clearance to call. I said, sorry. They're just survivors. Don't be fooled. They are raiders. They are conspiring to hurt you. You will need to pull the trigger harder than you expect. Vita stopped moaning those words. He was clinging to me. I could feel the bones. Ari, are you there? The others disappeared after the shot. Can you hear me? Please.
Interesting. Okay, so I wonder if he said he shot the one and then the others disappeared. Did they like fade away? Like were they not real? Or did they just scurry off? Gives you something to think about. But we gotta worry about funguses and parasites in this room. Alright, anyway, we are going to head to the mess hall and see if there was any supplies left behind. 17. So I go into the mess hall and see a load of nothing. Low temperature, survival, slowness. All right, so when I get into the mess hall, I see low temperature. Okay, maybe the fridges have broke and the contents have spilled out and spoiled over time. That's what I'm gonna go with. And the fridge are still open. They're letting out their cool air, but the food has quickly rotted. And I'm going to see, is there anything in the food? 45, that's a yes, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I flipped it. It's right there. Was it 45? Yeah. Hazmat suit. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, okay. So I look out at this hazmat suit and I see it just in the middle of this food and it's like wriggling. And I take a step closer to see what's the cause. And I step onto some fungus that is growing around the ring of food. The spores shoot out and I gasp, turning on my rebreather so I don't breathe in any of the fumes. And when I do, out of the food comes these parasites. And I notice that whatever was in the hazmat suit has now been feeded on by these things. So let's do, I think panic would be, or fear actually. 92. Oh no. That's not good. Let me double check something right quick. Where is it? Why did you not give me a... I don't know if everyone on the base gain. Oh, okay. Yeah, much stress. So we are up to 17. So I see this thing come swinging out and I can't handle it. I turn and run away from this thing. So we're going to get speed to try to outrun these things as I go to try to hopefully turn on the power. 51, that's a fail. That's another stress. 18. So these things start swarming out and one was going to jump on my back leg. So I believe they have a combat of 30 from when I last checked. See who else? 30, yep. So it jumps on my leg and tries to sink in through my suit. And that's a 67. So my foot comes back as I'm running and I kick this thing up into the air. Safe for now, but the others are quickly falling behind. So we're running up, let's see, this way, trying to get up here. So let's see. I'm gonna roll a D3, and this is how many times I think I need to make a speed check to get there. 2. All right, so we're doing 2 speed checks. 28 is a pass for me, and then 49. All right, so I'm able to outrun these things for a second, but as I start getting up here, I assume these are stairs, and he talked about how steep they were. It starts getting harder and harder as these things could easily just slither up while I have to take full steps. And when I get to the outside room, one is going to jump on me. 74, okay. So I'm able to swat it away as it comes, thanking whatever creator is in the this universe that my suit is able to withstand their initial strikes. And I'm going to run into and hit the power and hopefully stand my ground. I see these things come or I see one slither through and I'm going to take a shot at it. 67. So my shot goes wild because my combat is only 46. So we're losing 1 bullet. It pings the next one on the ground, and all it does is to agitate it, and this thing is coming at me. It's going to strike. 61. I roll out of the way just in time as this thing... Oh, I think that's another stress. Yeah, because I failed combat roll all the time. I'm going to burst through here And as it turns around to try to slither at me, how big are these things actually? This might be. Let's see. So, well, it lays eggs. I mean, they gotta be pretty big. I'd say they're at least snake-like, at least in this one. So yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at it as it's slithering back at me. I can hear the other ones coming. 88, critical failure. We're going full stress. Shoot. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about my stress anymore because I am completely stressed out. So I take a shot and it pings off, and as I do, I stumble over, and all these parasites are there to trip me, and they start swarming on me. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna roll this D5, and they're gonna get that many amount of attacks to try to break through my suit. And if not, I can break through and try to escape. So, another 2. Okay, interesting. So I'm able to swat off most of them, but 2 are going to try to sink their teeth into my suit. And that's a 27. That's a pass for 1. And a 9. Oh my lord. Yeah, they're both coming at me. And I think they do a D5 of damage. So, 4... 3, so 7. So I feel these things sink into me, and I feel them inject something into my skin. I feel my skin start to bulge as whatever they inject into me. But I pull them and rip them off of my arms, and like the blood starts to flow. And I hope they didn't hit anything important. And I am running into the room, and I'm going to try to squeeze into the slowly opening door. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna ask the oracle enough times passed. Yeah, that's a no. Yeah, no. 13 is a no, but living quarters, sleep interaction. Okay, so I see that they are not open, but I do see that there is a bunk. So I'm going to crawl up into it as these things are trying to find me. And I'm going to cover my wounds on my arm. Actually, hold on. That first 2 wouldn't have done anything. I forgot I have fucking freaking, I'm sorry, armor. But the other 4 would have broke through. So only 1 of them did damage. But my suit is now ruined. So I'm going to cover my wound as I am hopefully going to try to hide out these things. And I can hear them below. What would be a good sneak thing? Let's do speed to see if I can get up there in time. Okay, 6. Yeah, so I am jumping the bed and I hear this thing slither around. I hear them like their like tongues are flapping about trying to get a scent of me, kind of like snakes. But eventually they give up, thinking that I must have gone the other way, and they slither out just in time for the door open. So I roll out of the bed into the door, close it behind me, and look at my wound. I'm going to leave my log. He wasn't caring about those parasites. One got me pretty good, right through my suit. This thing's ruined. Hopefully the rebreathers still work, but if there's anything harmful down here, this suit definitely isn't protecting me. Maybe I should take it off. I definitely need to check out this wound. Something isn't right. Something's wrong here. What were those people that the previous lamplighter talked about? And who's Ari? I saw him on a document earlier, something about Project Hellmouth. Something's very wrong here. And with that, let's see. So, I need to make a body save. Oh, that's to remove them. So I slump behind the door and I see that there are these something bulging out of my arm. I'm going to attempt to rip them out. All I have is... I don't have anything that'd be really good at this. Type gauge, trilobite fossil. Hold on. Let me double check. Oh no! Oh no! I turned on a video. This is going horrible. I just wanted to look up what a trilobite fossil looked like. Trilobite fossil. For sale? Alright, so trilobite fossils do have a bunch of pointy bits. So I'm going to take one of the trilobite fossil's legs and snap it off and use that to try to hook these eggs out. And I think, because I'm my own DU, I think I'm going to get advantage on that. Just saying. So 92, the first attempt. 13, no way. All right, so I'm able to scoop these things out of my arm, just kind of like taking this might be gross if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, but I take the bit and I just like kind of run up the vein like this, and I see him like shoot out of the wound and splatter onto the ground. I do it enough times to make sure that there is enough gone. And then I'm going to take a piece of my suit that's been ripped and wrap it and try to kind of tourniquet the wound a little bit. So we're going to take D5 body, but luckily we no longer have eggs in ours. 1. Look at that. Let's see. Let's do intellect. I have a 40 in that to see if I properly can do it. If not, I think the bleeding is going to have an effect. 53, yeah, so not properly, so bleeding. And we got full stress. I'm gonna reload my gun, put that one bullet in there. You know what, honestly? We're leaving that one bullet out. That one bullet's for me, just in case. And we are going to do our panic check. So we got full 20, so anything but a 1 is going to be bad news for us. 18, breathlessness, gain condition, negative for all actions. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to have. Let me write that down. Breathlessness. And we need to remember that next time. So I'm going to have disadvantage for all actions from now on. Yeah, I think having attacked by parasites and having a chunk ripped out of your arm and having to scoop out some eggs would definitely leave you breathless. And I assume my guy's not the best in shape. He's a teamster. Maybe if he was like a combat guy, he would have been better for this, or at least better in the fight. But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end it today. I hope everything went well. Well, it didn't go well for me, but I hope everything's going well for you. And we'll start up next section in the crown with our breathless teamster Skags, with our 20 stress, our 4 bullets plus 1, and our 6 remaining health on this wound. Anyway, I think I was gonna call it. As a reward for finishing to the end, you guys get to see. Oh, the kitchen ground. Look at him. It's not focusing on it. You're just too. You can't be observed. You're like a entity. You're a cognito hazard. Yeah. His name is OJ, and he only has one eye. You got it taken out to shelter. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.